Hello, Mary the Psychic Animist coming to you from Riversbend Sanctuary for our Therapeutic Thursday edition. And I wanted to take a step back. Maybe this should have been the first video. And really talk about what a therapeutic method means to you. All right, so we think about therapy as going to see a psychologist or therapist or counselor, right? We have self-therapy as well. You know, we can do therapeutic methods for ourselves. And it also really coincides with self-care. So a lot of us are in the spiritual community and we really connect with those aspects. And the whole purpose of this Therapeutic Thursday series for me is to really showcase the connection between spiritual self-care and therapeutic self-care. And what we can do for ourselves, right? Because we can't always pick up the phone and call a therapist. You know, we need to learn some coping skills for ourselves. So the first step that I would like to ask for you to do is to really think about what is therapeutic for you. So, you know, for example, what calms you down? You know, what is it that makes you feel centered or grounded or connected, right? And there are many different things and ways, methods, everyone's different. For me, nature has always been something that helps me. You know, going out in nature helps to do all kinds of things. You know, I can release some of the stresses I have or that energy. I can reconnect, I can recenter, and obviously ground myself. So I urge you to even write down, you know, what helps to ground you? You know, and there's different methods. What helps to ground you? What helps to center you? What helps to release energy? So, you know, like you can even write columns or just do sections. So what helps to calm me? You know, is it listening to calming music? Or is it just listening to hard rock and dancing? You know, that can actually calm people as well. Seems counterintuitive, right? Where you can get your energies up, but that actually calms you from the situation you're in. That also would be an energy release. So you look at calming, you know, taking a bath, reading a book, going for a walk. But also, what helps to release the energy? That can be journaling. You know, that can be screaming. That can be singing. That can be going to a kickboxing class, right? Exercise, a lot of people enjoy. That helps to release that energy. That can be crying. You know, all these things that we do, screaming, crying, you know, doing kickboxing, what? You're releasing energy, and that is therapeutic. You know, so if we've got what's calming, you know, what you do for releasing energy, then write a column or a section on what you do, what helps to ground you, what helps to bring you back when, you know, your mind is off and you're a little, say, maybe even disassociated, where you can't seem to be fully in this reality. You know, I always say I feel like I've got one foot in this reality and one foot in another reality. Part of that is our spiritual practice. So that is one thing, is I'm not exactly meaning when we're trying to have one foot in this reality and one foot in the next. You know, that's a spiritual practice. That's different. What I mean is when we can't separate, when we are so, like, we're not fully here, you feel floaty, you know, your head is gone. That's what I want. Like, how do you ground? How do you ground yourself? And for some people it is, you know, some of these can be several things. You can take a bath. Some people like taking their shoes off and walking on the grass. You know, some people go out in the woods and they put their back against a tree, right? Then there's the other part of, you know, visualizing roots or a column or something just shooting out from your legs, from your feet, or even your spine, you know, from your bum area if you're sitting, and going deep. Visualize that going, tapping right into the earth. You know, you can go to the center of the earth, you can go all the way to the other side of the earth and wrap that around, really tap in. So that's one way. There are several ways to do this. How do you feel grounded? and one I love. How do you feel connected? When you feel disconnected from, source, from the universe, from everything, you're not feeling that support that you're used to, and especially if you're a spiritual person and you delve into those practices. Times when you don't feel your spirit animals or guides, or you just don't feel that connection anymore with Mother Earth. How do you do that? So what I do you see right there is Grandmother Oak. And every morning I connect with her. And that can be from this balcony, just shooting out, like a cord almost to her, just this tube. And, making sure that there's a path of energy to let her know I'm here and I thank her. You can go out and hug a tree. There is a reason to be a tree hugger, right? That helps connect too. Connect with animals. Send your energy out to the lands and feel that connection. Go sit out in nature, and you don't have to be in the middle of the woods. You could be in a park bench or right outside. You could be in a parking lot, really. And just send your senses out and connect. Reach out to those guides you have too. So how do you connect? Let's see, what else are we missing? All these ways. Oh, centering. And this is another thing you can get a lot of times I look at the centering as my chakras are all out of alignment, right? I'm a little chaotic. It can be disassociated, but also can just be, you need to bring it all back in. There is a method of V, which you can do, and this part goes, so like your belly button, navel would be right above your thumbs, and you do that. And just take a couple deep breaths, and that can help you feel centered. It can bring you back into your body too, help when you're feeling disassociated or like you're a little floaty. There's just even going and doing a chakra check, going and visualize, closing your eyes and checking, okay, how is all of this feeling? You can do an alignment, bringing it back. You can take your hands and do an aura scan and feel for energies, but really bringing everything in connection. So one thing I like to do with that is to actually connect like the taproot into the earth, but also open up, your crown chakra to connect with the upper world, or, heaven, the universe, whatever you feel that is. And you can bring them both in. You can do the breathing exercise, which maybe I'll do another video on that, but really bringing those in to connect and put everything in alignment. So that is another way. So I would love to know how you do these things. Let me know how this feels to you, or, what are the ways that you do? Because there are so many, and I know that there are viewers who have different methods for all of these. So please let me know. I will be here again next Thursday. And if you have any spiritual or metaphysical product needs, we do have a online store called riversbendsanctuary.com, which you are free to go and check out. We're also on Etsy too. And as always, reach out if you have any questions or comments. Subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you next week. Sending you much love.